Hey guys, it's Melissa. Welcome back to my channel, Beauty in the Bypass. So I haven't done an update video in like a hot minute. I think the last time I did it was when I was at like 4 weeks post-op. So now I'm, as of today, 7 weeks post-op, which is shocking to me because that went by super fast. I've also been out of work for 7 weeks, which was not ideal for me, but definitely necessary. Now, I know a few people that I work with have seen me outside of work. Actually, no. Well, I would say outside of work, but more so like I went into work physically a couple times. And I definitely seemed fine those days because at the time I was. The first month out of surgery, like, I honestly felt good. Like, food was being digested good. Like, I was following everything. Wasn't really getting sick. So I was just fine. And now I would say like week maybe 5 and 6 is when things just took a turn. And when I say that, I mean it because I was obviously able to move on to soft foods, which thank Jesus, because purees and stuff was getting boring. But when I moved on to soft foods, that's where I've been learning that I really need to be careful how I eat, what I eat, stuff like that. I haven't really been eating bad things necessarily. I just haven't even been eating that much, actually. So what I will say as far as things that I have been eating, I will have like mashed cauliflower. Some people probably saw my video on the cauliflower shepherd's pie, which that was probably one of the things that my stomach was definitely able to handle. Apparently it liked that, so that's great. I'm still eating refried beans because those tend to always go good, but I'm not having hot sauce because I threw up one time, I think because I had too much spicy. So we're trying to be careful with the hot sauce. Actually, what I had done was I wanted to make cauliflower buffalo wings, and they came out awesome. Like, they tasted good, but like I had 4 pieces and I wanted to die because I think with those 4 pieces I probably ate it too fast. The sauce was like way too hot because it had buffalo sauce and Tabasco in it, which I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But I had made a homemade blue cheese too, and I don't know, my stomach probably was just like, what the fuck. I ended up throwing that up, and that was probably one of the worst vomiting cases that I had. I think I went to the bathroom, threw up, came out, went to lay outside with the cat, and ended up getting up and throwing up in the yard. Went back to lay down with the cat, got up again and threw up in the yard. Yeah, my family was like, seriously? Like, you couldn't go to the bathroom? And I'm like, nope. Yeah, she threw up in the yard. But that was definitely a rough life. That was probably literally one of the worst vomiting times that I've had so far. Previously, if I did throw up, it was like just a brief little, okay, I'm good, and it lasted like a minute. This was just like constant hurl, like not okay. And ever since then, I think like that whole week and maybe part of the next week, I was throwing up like once a day, every day. I think either because I was eating too fast or not chewing good enough because I'm not thinking about it. Also maybe because something may have too much oil that I'm not thinking that it really does. With the past 6 weeks, it's mostly been me just having my protein shakes and some water. Oh, I have been having hot tea. So one thing that can happen because of not eating. So I'm barely eating. Ew, that did not go down well. So one thing that has been happening because I'm not eating enough, started maybe about a couple weeks ago, is frothing. So I remember the surgeon telling me about frothing, which I guess after having surgery, my stomach is super small. So when you don't eat, apparently your stomach fills up with excess saliva. And so when you end up actually eating, apparently that saliva, the food's taking the place of the saliva ends up coming back up. So when I would throw up, what would make it worse is all that super thick saliva is coming up too, and then that just fucking grosses me out. So when that happens, like, I'm already throwing up, which is making me like disgusted, but like then I can't stop throwing up because I'm feeling so much excess saliva in my mouth that I keep throwing up until like most of that's gone. That's so disgusting, and I'm sorry, but oof, yeah, imagine how I feel. When he first told me about that, like, I think I was maybe like 1 week post-op or something. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. No, I haven't had that. I'm good. Yeah. Then a bitch started getting it, and I was like, oh, no, no, no. So thankfully that doesn't happen too often. After like that 2 weeks of throwing up recently, I just had like 3 good days where I hadn't thrown up. And then yesterday, I decided to get ginger chicken from a Chinese restaurant, which I will tell you, usually I get like a full-on plate with rice, whatever. But like, they have like regular size or mini size. So this time, obviously, because I fucking can't eat anything, I got a mini and asked for like steamed vegetables instead of rice. So she gave me some green stuff. I don't even know what it was, honest to God. And honestly, it was like soft, but not soft enough, because whatever it was almost like how celery has like the stringiness. That had stringiness in it too, but it wasn't celery. But I know that I did read that even when I'm on the soft food stage, you probably want to stay away from like fibrous foods like that, because it's harder for your stomach to break down. So I got some cold ginger chicken, and I was eating it at my fiance's house. Not gonna lie, like, I think before I used to like take the fork and scoop the sauce and put it on the chicken, but because I have to eat like such small pieces, I was literally like eating with my fingers because I have to make sure it's like small, whatever. So I was dipping it in the sauce and then eating it, and like it was 10 out of 10. However, I think because I was eating the chicken and then having like a couple bites of the green stuff, of course, knowing me, I don't know, maybe I didn't chew good enough, but I know when I was eating the chicken, I was chewing good. So I don't think that's it. But my stomach started to not feel good. Now, when I say it doesn't feel good, I probably put this in my other videos, I don't know. But it feels like food's just like stuck, like at the top of your stomach, like it's just stuck. It's super uncomfortable, and by now I already know once I get that feeling, I just have to throw up. And so that happened, and I ended up throwing up what I ate, which was rather annoying. But I told my fiance, I was like, okay, we're gonna try this again. We'll give it like maybe an hour, and then I'll try eat it again. However, this time I had him like strain out the oil from the sauce. That was not thoroughly thought through, obviously, because ginger chicken, I should have remembered that the sauce like literally has so much oil in it. And of course, because like all the thicker part of the sauce kind of settles to the bottom, on the top is just oil. So technically I was dipping my chicken in more of oil than the actual sauce. So that didn't, comprehend in my head, I guess, at the time, because I'm so used to just like eating ginger chicken like no problem. So I ended up having him strain it, and I tried eating it again. So same thing, I was using my fingers, and I would like grab like a little piece of the sauce, because the sauce at this point is not sauce anymore. It's literally like chunks of, I think, like green onions and ginger, and I don't know whatever else they put in there. So I would take like a little bit of that and put it on a little bit of chicken, and then chew it and sit there chewing it for like 30 seconds. I don't know. And after that ended up going down fine. which was weird. So I think it was definitely the oil in the sauce that was causing that vomiting session before. But yeah, I ended up eating maybe like half a cup of chicken. I say half a cup, but it probably wasn't even that much. It was maybe like a quarter to half a cup of chicken. I didn't eat those vegetables because I was scared. Um, but yeah. So now I'm still afraid to eat. I eat certain things and I just don't like it. It's super frustrating. I had Thai chicken curry at one point, which I love curry, like not regular curry, but I love Thai curry. Which those of you who follow me on Instagram already know that because I posted about it. But I had the curry. The place I usually get it from uses chicken breast, but it's like thin slices. This place that I went to had like chunks of chicken thighs, which I usually love chicken thighs. I ain't got no problem with that usually. But for some reason, like, things have just been getting in my head where I'm like, I was eating it and I was like, hey, this broth tastes really good, or the soupy part. But the carrots and potatoes just like weren't, I don't know, it just did not taste good to me. I don't know why. And then the chicken, for some reason, I was like in my own head where I was just like, this chicken breast doesn't taste right. It's kind of gross. Like, it makes me feel like the chicken's rotten or something. I don't know what the hell my problem was, but it was fine. It went down fine, but I was just like over it. Yeah, that was kind of annoying. So I'm noticing that certain things that I eat, it's not as good as I remember it or whatever. I think one thing I did need to tell you guys to hold myself accountable is a couple times, literally 2 times, okay, I've gone out. First time I think I was going to like the beach and running around town with my boss's kids, and I didn't bring food and I was hungry. So the girls wanted Taco Bell. So I went there and literally I can't have tortillas, no taco shells, which makes me really sad, but that's fine. So I looked and like really one of the only things that I could have was Fiesta potatoes, which has like nacho cheese and sour cream, and the potatoes are deep fried. Not proud of that, but considering that I hadn't been eating and things were not going down well, I was like, screw it, we're gonna try it. And the first time I had it, like, it went down fine. I had no problems. I was able to eat the whole thing, which is maybe about like half a cup of diced potatoes. And it was good. And I'm trying to stay away from potatoes, so I really don't like, I could have mashed potatoes if I wanted to, but I try not to, just because, you know, it's like more starchy, and I'm kind of like, okay, well, if I can't have rice and pasta, then why should I be able to have potatoes? So I had that, and then I had it another time, I think for breakfast, because me and my fiance were like driving to town or whatever, and same thing, I didn't bring breakfast. I only bring my protein shake everywhere. And that time things went down fine as well. And then another time I did go to Taco Bell and I got their Power Bowl, which usually only comes with steak or chicken, but I asked for ground beef and refried beans instead of black beans. No lettuce, because I can't have lettuce yet, which makes me kind of sad. Usually I don't even like salad that much, but I'll eat it. But now I actually kind of miss it. I just miss crunchy things. So with that Power Bowl, I'm stupid and forgot to ask for no rice. So that made eating my Power Bowl a little difficult because everything was touching the rice. So I probably had like maybe like a few grains, but I was really just trying to like scrape everything off so that I could eat it. But yeah, which ended up only being maybe like quarter cup of food, honest to God, probably, because there was barely any like ground beef on there, and the beans were all touching the rice, so I could only have a little bit of that. Other than that, As far as vegetables, because I know we have to eat our protein first. Oh my god. So I bought like, they say we can have like deli meat, like ham and turkey. I've bought ham and turkey, and both of them just gross me the fuck out. And I love meat, like meat in any form almost, as long as it's just the regular chicken, pig, cow, you know? Um, yeah. I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, if I'm gonna eat ground beef, like, when I made the shepherd's pie, it was fine. When I made hamburger patties, not gonna lie, I made just hamburger patties. I made them small, so each patty was maybe about a quarter cup, because I need to have like at least a quarter cup of protein. And then I made like a brown gravy with cream of mushroom in it. I didn't care for it, which is shocking. And I don't know if maybe it's because I can't have rice, so I'm kind of like annoyed. And that things just don't taste the same when you don't have the starch that you usually have it with. Honestly, it's kind of hard to believe that I've gone this long without rice. Like, rice wasn't like huge for me, but I mean, come on, it's like a Hawaii staple. So yeah, that's been weird. So that's pretty much an update on like my eating situation. My next appointment with my nutritionist isn't until the like kind of almost the middle of March, which makes me kind of sad because I kind of like want to know what the fuck's going on with me. Actually, I know what's going on with me. It's just an adjustment, but I'm just scared because I'm probably super malnourished. Also super dehydrated, because even drinking things, sometimes my stomach's just uncomfortable, and I don't know. I've been drinking a lot more tea now, but it's decaf because we can't have caffeine yet. So I usually love like a drink called like a London Fog, which is usually Earl Grey tea with milk and then sugar or Splenda, monk fruit, whatever you use. I didn't know they made decaf Earl Grey, but I found it one day, and honestly, that's been like a go-to when I don't know, having either the saliva issue or just feeling like things aren't going down properly. Like, the hot water definitely helps. And also, I found out with chai tea, I usually love chai tea. Apparently, they make a decaf chai tea as well. And so I bought like, you know, little packets of that, and I would have like 6 ounces of hot water, put 2 tea bags in it so it's like super strong. And then after that's done, I would put like a whole like vanilla protein shake in it to make it kind of like a chai tea. Yeah, did the job, I guess. I start work again this coming Friday, which is terrifying for me right now. I don't know why, because honestly, like, before I left work, I was a top performer, which was shocking to me, honestly. But I was actually doing really good. I didn't want to be out of work because of this exact reason, that I feel like everything might be forgotten. I'll just not be able to get back into my groove of how I was in before. Honestly, as I'm making this video, my leg is shaking like crazy because I'm just thinking about work is just giving me really bad anxiety. The past 2 days, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was a hot mess. Like, I was crying because I had to go back to work. Not because I had to go back to work, just because, like, with my job, as you guys know, like, I work for a call center. We have monthly stats that we have to meet, which hasn't been a problem. But when I'm on a team with people, I'm not the best, which is fine, but I'm not the worst. And that's one thing that I fear a lot, is just being the worst. I don't like a lot of attention. I don't like being coached or talked to by supervisors because my numbers are junk for the day. Like, I can't handle that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of the job. That's fine. But, like, just me as a person, I think I have such high expectations of myself that I'm just terrified that I'm going to be the worst person on the team, that I'm just not going to be saying the right information anymore, because a lot of things change within these kind of jobs all the time. So that's more so why I was crying. I was just like, just so overwhelmed and so stressed about it, and I wasn't even back at work yet. it got to the point that like I've been super irritable. Honest to God, I've been super irritable since I've gotten this surgery. Sometimes just out of nowhere, like I'm super snappy. I don't want to talk to people, which is making me also kind of scared to go back to work since I have to talk on the phone to people. But I have a lot more manners on the phone. Yeah, so because one day like I woke up and I was freaking out, I was crying and ended up calling Kaiser because I have my usual psychiatrist, but he resigned, and so now I've been waiting to see a new psychiatrist, which that appointment wasn't supposed to be until April, and I could not handle it because before surgery they took me off most of my medicine that I was on for anxiety and depression. I was only taking one pill, and so I legitimately called Kaiser and I was crying on the phone, and I was like, I need to know if you have any sooner appointments because I have to go back to work, and the past 2 days I've been freaking out about going back to work, and it was sad. Like, I honestly know that this is like super pathetic, but it's not. Like, having anxiety is just not okay. A lot of people are like, okay, yeah, mind over matter, like just don't think about it, it's gonna be fine. Yeah, no, okay, I think all the time that I'll be fine, everything's gonna be good, whatever, and then like the negative thoughts come in and I'm just like, fuck. And I try so hard to like overcome those thoughts, and honest to God, sometimes it just will not work. Like, my anxiety is so bad to the point that like I'm tossing and turning in my sleep again. I had a dream the other night because I'm on my same supervisor's team, like I told you guys. I had a dream the other night that like I got in trouble from him for something that I was doing, probably just not doing my job good enough. I don't know, but I was like, damn, these things, like this anxiety is like affecting me in my sleep now too. Like, I don't need this. Like, I'm stressing out. So we'll see how that goes. Tomorrow, actually, I have a training that I have to do on my day off. Everybody does, apparently, because we're too busy. So I'm not technically starting work tomorrow, but it almost feels like I am. I'm not taking calls, but I have to do a training for like 2.5 hours. So at least I get to talk to some of my friends because I saw some of them are in there in that training with me. So that's exciting. But yeah. So I got put back on my medication. Not all of them, just I have one that I was taking more so for depression, and then they finally just put me back on one for anxiety. So pray to Jesus that this helps and this works, because this is not okay. Also, I think I'm just gonna have to spend some more time with God and just keep praying, because honestly, like the past 2 Sundays I've been going to church and I've been hearing these like really good messages, really good services, and it's like really speaking to me, and then I feel so good on Sunday, and then literally the next day, Monday, comes around and I'm like panicking again, and I'm just like, okay, that's a sign, girlfriend. You need to actually like read your Bible, remember his word, remember your own worth, your own capabilities, your skills, and own it. Clearly I need to like have a chat with myself in the mirror to like empower myself or something. I don't know. We'll see how good that works. But anyways, that was my update. I think this was probably definitely longer than I wanted it to be, so I might have to cut some shit out. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching another video, and I'll try and make them a little bit more regular, hopefully once or twice a week. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, anyways, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.